Okay. Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. My name is VR and we are playing, god damn it, I forgot the name. Right, we're playing RimWorld. I don't know how I forgot the name because it was in the fucking screen, but I suppose it's about the idea. Yeah, so we're playing RimWorld and I've played it quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. So I know what I'm doing to some degree, so we're just gonna play. I don't like this one because, don't like. We're just gonna go do this on some challenge, and we're gonna do permadeath mode. Yes, people, we're not gonna do cheaty save and load stuff. We're actually gonna play the game properly. So yeah, let's go do stuff. Yeah, I don't really care about this, just generate. And then we're going to pick a nice mellow area, so something like this, not too hot in summer, not too cold in winter. Yeah, no, I think we're going to go with this. I like that. Yeah, so we're going to go with that. I want a bigger self thing. So tight. Alright. For those of you that don't know RimWorld, it's basically this space survival type thing, and usually people are supposed to play another mode. I've played all three of the modes, and I really like this one the best because you just start from nothing and have to build up. So there's this really nice thing in there. So you have shooting and melee, which are just fighting skills, obviously. Then you have social, which affects like prisoner convincing and trading and stuff like that, and just, you know, social stuff, talking stuff mostly. Then you have animals, which is used to, for example, tame and train animals. So you can train, for example, some sort of white cow, and they will produce milk and wool and stuff like that, and then you can sell the goods, or you can sell the animals and then profit off of that. You do need to feed them. Medicine is quite simply medicine. Not going to explain too much about that. Cooking is cooking and butchering as well, very important. Construction, basically less failing chance and stuff like that. Growing is taking care of plants. Mining is mining. Artistic is something I never ever use. Crafting I don't really use either. And research is basically how quickly someone researches. Now, these little flames are to indicate that they're interested in that. So when there's one flame, it means that their learning speed is 100%, while without the flame is 33%. And then there is this type of flame, which indicates that they have 150% learning speed. So we're just gonna randomize our characters until we have a nice mix of things. So this looks really good actually, because we have construction and growing as well as animals. Mostly, I don't really care about skill levels, I mostly care about the flames. So this guy is good at pretty much everything, and he does everything. Okay, and yeah, so we're just gonna keep it like that. So she's probably going to be doing construction, growing, mining, research, and animals. Then we still need shooting, bit for hunting, namely. And medicine, yeah, no, this is pretty goddamn good as well. Do we have anyone social? Yes, we do. So screw this then. Wait, how's your health? Okay, you have a bad back, but that's okay, I guess. So then we're gonna keep randomizing you. Nope, alcohol addiction, don't want that. I don't know if it's actually that bad, I just don't want people that are sick. Okay, now there we go. That's more useful. So this person can just do random hauling and shit, and is good at research, and is good at shooting, which is really fucking nice. So we're going to keep it like that. And then we have you, and I want a good cook. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, overall we've got pretty goddamn healthy people. Awesome. Okay, so we're just going to start because it's probably kind of boring to watch. So we've just had 5 minutes of intro, so sorry about that, because I imagine it's not the most exciting thing to watch. But, you know, it's about the idea, so let's just go do this. I wonder if this sounds good. Like, what I'm doing now is recording audio separate from video, and I have no clue how that's going to work, or how it's going to end, but I suppose we'll see. The nice thing about that is that I'm completely able to do editing of the audio tracks separate of the video. Anyway, the game started. So the gods were very angry. The blood machines came at night. They swept through the village, cutting and burning your people with their blades and devil fire. Only few of you escaped. Now, after a harrowing journey on foot, with no close friends to turn to, you must build a new home in the wilderness, like your ancestors did. Alright, so we're basically this worthless bunch stuck in the middle of nowhere, and we have to try and not die. And we're going to fail miserably 90% of the time. So we have started with some pets and food and stuff like that. Also some medicine, very important. So we have Val, who is the chief, I suppose. We have Fedora, which is a Huxley. I know it's not Huxley, but I don't care. Ooh, there's more wood here. And we should have another pet, but I don't see it. Oh wait, Stoke, not Stroke. So yeah, this is the map. And we now need to pick a nice spot where we want to build our home. So is this silver then? Oh, that's compacted plasteel. That makes it very attractive to just go and sit there. There's also gold there. This is a really good place. Let's deal with that. Yeah, so we're gonna go here. It's not the best place ever. Actually, you know what? We're gonna sit over here because it's a bit more accessible and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're gonna go down here. So we're gonna tell everyone to, first off, make sure to stockpile everything, like over here or something, so then they'll just dump everything down there. And then while they are doing that, we shall continue the game, and now you'll see they start coming this way. So everyone's heading in this direction, and this is now our home area. Now what we're going to do is we are going to... I don't really remember. Right, what we're going to do is, first off, we need to assign our hunters some weapons, but we'll do that in a second, actually. I want to start building some houses, because that is pretty goddamn useful. So we're just going to have tiny shacks, so something like... yeah, we're going to do that for now. We'll make them bigger once the time's ready, but for now, I don't really care too much. I just want everyone to have a house and stuff like that, because, you know, it's kind of important. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to do it like that. And we're going to give one person a bit bigger house, because why the fuck not? So we've got 5 people, so we need one more shack. We'll go do that like that. Okay, so that would be that. Now we need to put some doors in. And then when that's done, we're going to put in some beds so people can actually sleep. And then they will automatically pick a bed and sleep in that from now on. So they will start constructing that. Now we need to make sure that there's actually floors here so they don't sleep in sort of open sky. Okay, Sky, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. It's about the idea, and we're gonna make sure that they are taking care of the wood. So now everything should start to be taken away from there. Alright, so that's being done. We are going to have a look over here. So now we're going to go to the work tab, and here we can see what job everyone's allowed to do. So let's have a look-see. Val is definitely allowed to warden, and you are definitely allowed to handle, and you as well, actually. I'd rather have people with 2 flames do stuff than people with 1 flame, so the game's a bit weird in that, and it prioritises current skill over the flames, which I really don't agree with. But yeah, that's a thing you have to learn and stuff like that. So that's good. That's all good. We've got 2 doctors, which is really good. Yeah, we've basically got people to do everything. Is that true? Yeah, no, I do want more people to be doing this, because that's just a thing everyone should do. Better as flick. Yeah, I also want everyone to do that. Warden, we've got to handle, we've got 3... Yeah, okay, that should be good. But what I was really going to look at was who are our hunters. So Starling, Banastra, and Val are our hunters. Starling is going to take that one. Banastra is going to take that one. And Val, I want to take another weapon, but I don't see it. Now the thing is, I'm 100% sure that there's at least one more weapon. I just don't have a flying clue where it is. So I guess I'll just deal with that then. Yeah. Okay, so that's being taken care of. While they are doing that, I was going to say something and I don't remember. So while they are doing that, I'm going to take care of one of the bigger needs that this game really bitches about. So what we're going to do is we're going to construct something that's rather big. And we're going to split that into 2 parts in just a minute. So we've got that, and that is going to be a dining room. Does this make sense? I don't know if it does, but it will. It should make sense. Yeah, no, this is good. This will make sense in a second. That was not where I meant to place a door. So please cancel the door, and then... No, wait, why? Okay, good. There we go. So that's a wall. You don't say. And then we're going to place a wooden floor there, because obviously we do want floors in our houses. And then we are going to get furniture, and we are going to place... We're not going to place one of those big tables there, because in my opinion that's a bit of a waste. So we're just going to place that table over there. And the plant pot over there, and a torch over there, and a torch over there. And then in just a minute, when people are building that, we'll actually wait a bit. We'll also tell them to hunt that raccoon, because food can't hurt. So yeah, now you'll see he starts shooting that raccoon. So we've actually got loads of resources around here, which is really darn good. I was going to do something, I don't remember anymore, so we're just going to make sure that everyone's got a weapon and all that fun stuff. Okay, so this bow was actually our other bow, so Val is going to take that. You are not going to take the jade knife, you are going to take that thing. Is there still stuff down here? Yeah, there's some wood and some pemmican. I don't really care too much about all those. We'll deal with that later. For now, the game should be taking care of all the things down here. So we're building a table and all that fun stuff. We're slowly but surely taking care of everything. Beds are being built. Only 2 people will have to sleep on the ground, which is, in my opinion, pretty goddamn good for a first day. I've had first days, of course, where people just immediately slept, but also first days where everyone was instantly dead. So I think we're doing pretty well. So yeah, now we wait until they are awake, I suppose. Yeah. Well, that's not perfect. Oh, there's actually a rat here. Let's go hunt that. Oh, right. I remember what I'm forgetting. What I was going to do is, in the production tab, place down a butcher's table and a fueled stove. Now, what these will do is they will allow us to butcher animal corpses and then make them into food, which is, as you may imagine, pretty goddamn important, since, you know, not having food will kind of end up with people dying and fun things like that. So as you can see, we're actually starting to run out of wood again, and no one's chopping anything down anymore, so we quickly need to make sure that they start chopping trees down again, because they are not doing that, and I kind of do need wood. So people will now start chopping trees down again, if I'm not mistaken. Well, once they're done with other things, that is. So, are you actually very shitty at construction? No, you're not. You're actually really good at it. Okay, never mind then. Guys, I would prefer if you would be doing things, admittedly. We'll never do plant. Are you also one of those? No, you are not one of those. You should be cutting trees. And I definitely want everyone on construction, actually. Not just 2 people. Because construction is one of those things that it doesn't really matter if people waste resources and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's just about getting stuff done, not necessarily... Like, unless you're in the beginning, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Unless you're actually being absolute shit at things and stuff like that. But overall, I don't really care. So people are starting to chop down trees and stuff like that. Now we need steel. And we don't have any of that. So we need to go down here, and you'll see we have compacted steel. So we're just going to tell people to mine this. And then they should be going there and mining it, basically. So I think they just got rid of all the food we had. Which is a slight problem, admittedly. Because we don't have any new food yet. So, that's unfortunate. What we need to quickly do is make sure that people are going to start hunting. So, we have food once the butcher's table and stuff are ready. Because it's kind of critical that people eat and fun things like that. How are we doing on steel? We're almost there. Yes, this person I think is going to construct the thing. Can you please build it? Okay, you're already building it. Then why are you still... Okay, I'm not sure how that works, but sure, not my problem. No, you're going to prioritize building it. And then, after that, I want the cook to prioritize... Well, first prioritize refueling it, please. And after that, I want the cook to start taking care of animal corpses and stuff like that. So if you are one of the cooks, I want you to be doing that. Right, I just realised we didn't make a bill yet, so nobody's going to be able to do anything on these tables. So we're just going to do this, and then simple meal, and then do until you have X. Do until we have 10. So now, not assigned to cooking. Not assigned to cooking. Starling. Enjoy butchering, Starling. So now Starling is going to happily chop up all the corpses while everyone else is doing that shit. And we should be good to go. So yeah, she's going to be butchering all that shit. And then once she is done, and she heads to bed, I'm going to tell her to stop butchering. I'm going to tell her to stop going to bed and start taking care of actually making the food into meals, because that's rather important. So actually I'm going to do that now, before everyone wakes up. Because I want that to be prioritised. Because I want to be sure that there's meals for everyone before they actually do stuff like that. See, now they took the raw food, which is a really big waste. And they get unhappy if they have to eat raw food, so that's actually really bad. This just happened. So I'm just actually gonna draft this guy. So I'm gonna make you prioritize hauling it, you twat. Yes, go consume that simple meal, please. I want to be sure that people don't unnecessarily eat raw food. So now you can go eat. And once that's done, you can go. Okay, or not, because the hunter... No, you're not going to eat a corpse. You're definitely not going to eat a corpse. Anyway, we just got a notification about ref from those. Now, that is nice and all, but I don't exactly want to deal with Frumbos because they are painful. Like, I'm not kidding. As you can see, they're fucking old. And they hurt. They hurt like hell. So we're not going to be dealing with that yet. We should be starting to get some more steel down here. Yeah, we are. Okay, so we're starting to get the hang of things. Things are slowly but surely adding up to what we need. Is there anything I'm forgetting? There probably is, and I'm not realising it. Well, there's of course that I want this on. I do actually want torches in all of these bedrooms, because there's not right now. And that's kind of sad, because who likes to sleep in complete and utter darkness? So we're going to do that. Okay, good for them. Don't really care, to be fair. Alright, so now you can see we've got enough meals and stuff like that, so people are starting to do well. So yeah, continue cooking and continue hunting and be sure that everyone doesn't starve to death. And then we should be good to go. So now, there's one thing I haven't done yet, which is actually really important. And that is making sure that there is a research hut. So we're going to do that right now. And then over there. 1, 2, 3. I'm very picky about how I want these things organised. This is actually a very big research hut, I just realised. It's way bigger than I meant for it to be, but whatever. It's about the idea. Be sure to throw some wood floor on there, and then we're gonna get into this menu. Production, simple research bench, and throw that down there. Now what they should start to do is construct this entire thing, and then what we can do is research new technologies, because you may think, when we go through the menus, like, it's kind of bland and there's not too much there and it's kind of meh. And like for example in the power menu there's nothing there yet, but obviously that is because we're primitive and we don't actually have anything. So as we continue, the game is going to start giving us more and more stuff. So for that we need to research. So that is the thing we will start doing now. Wow, this is insane. They ask 100 times as much for it as they are willing to pay us for it. That's kind of weird. Alright. We're not going to buy smoke leaf joints because I don't want my people to do drugs, basically. So yeah, screw that. We've actually got quite a bit of food going on, so that's good. What I need to start taking care of is storage, because I don't exactly want everything to be lying around here. So what we're going to do is just quickly have a new stockpile zone, and this is only going to be meals and raw food as such. So now they'll dump meals down there and other stuff down there. They should start taking care of the hides, I think. Chunks can go there for the time being. Corpses can also go there, actually. Yeah, so everything should be allowed to go there, except for meals and raw foods. Because those, obviously, I want down there. So... oh, wait, everyone's sleeping. Those were not my people. So... yeah, we should be good on that front. We've got enough food for like 13 meals, so we're all good on that front as well. Yeah, we have to name this place, so... that's good enough. Calados. I think that's nice. I think that'll work. Not best thing ever, but you know, it does the job. No, you're not gonna eat raw food. No, you're not gonna eat raw food. Okay, yeah, you're gonna cook, so never mind. Don't want anyone to eat raw food though. You're not gonna eat raw food. And once that one's done, you can go get it. Yay! See, that works. Now everyone's happy instead of starving. I know which one I prefer. No, but we're... oh, like, look, this thing's gonna be fun. We'll look at that in a second. I'm just gonna make someone prioritize hunting it. Okay, so Vala's already hunting it. So, hunting is painful to watch because nobody can actually aim. Okay, so that's what those things do, and there's actually more overwhelming versions of them. That was a boom rat. The more overwhelming versions are called boomlopes, or boomalopes, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. We are going to order people to start mining this, because that stuff is nice. Also going to order them to start mining this. Also going to order them to start mining down this way. Now these things will take fucking centuries to get through, because like this already takes long, and now imagine this, which is almost 10 times as much. We have struck jade. Oh, I thought that was uranium, actually. That's funny. Okay, so that was uranium, not... okay. No argument. Okay, that's fine by me. We've got jade, I suppose. I guess that's cool. What we're going to be doing is... I was quite evidently taking care of food. and fun things like that. So what we're going to do is just quickly expand this zone here. And then we can start dumping food in there. That would be the theory. Now everyone's going to start constructing and happy things like that. And holy fuck, the episode is 25 minutes already. So once this is done, we are quite evidently going to copy settings, delete. We are quite obviously going to end the episode. So we're going to do this here, and then paste settings. I'm going to check that everything transferred. Good. So what we're going to do now is everything's going to get moved down here. We're also going to make a dumping zone for our lovely little other shit, basically. So what these dumping zones are is basically they allow you to dump chunks and shit there. You can also do that with other things, but okay, that was intriguing. You can also do it with other stuff, but for now we're not going to go into that. So we're just going to dump everything there. No, shit, actually I did that wrong. I want everything except for animal corpses. Right, like that. So as such, and now of course we still need to tell them to mine stuff here. I assume we already knew that. Yes, we already knew that. Oh no, actually we didn't know that. So compacted machinery is actually this yellow stuff, and it's used for completely different shit. So as you can see, this takes time. Takes bloody centuries. But eventually we'll get somewhere. So this is going to allow us to preserve stuff a little bit eventually. Not right now, because we don't actually have stuff for that yet. But that is where the research room comes in. Because we don't have a research project yet, but once we do, we're gonna set them on electricity, and people are just going to hop in here and occasionally be researching and stuff like that, and that will allow us to unlock new technologies. And right now, if we research electricity, it'll take centuries, but we'll have electricity, and we will be able to take things like air conditioning and be sure that our food is actually frozen, so it doesn't spoil in like 1 or 3 days like this is right now, because that's not an efficient way to deal with food, because we'll have to hunt every day basically, which is not exactly a fun thing to do, because you constantly have to be on your toes about food. So we're gonna hope to get a freezer very soon. No, wait. Do I want potatoes? You know what, fine, I'll have potatoes. So I think that this will do for a grow zone for the time being. So yeah, stuff like this shows us what things are actually going on down here. So they're taking care of each other again. Let's quickly have a look at their social stuff. They are not incredibly happy, but you know, it's good enough. They just kind of punched themselves in the face, so that didn't really end up too well. But eventually that'll get better, and they will be happy. Happy. So for now, we actually want to hold these things out of this area because it's blocking building. But in any case, what I was going to say is we're going to look at the social needs of these people, and we can see what they actually do. Okay, this is funny. Okay, so people actually hate this person. And people hate this person. Is there anybody... Ah, for fuck's sake. See, the problem here is, it's a fucking cougar. It's not like we can do a lot. If someone would just take that thing away before... Okay. Goodbye. Yeah, no, I want everyone to help him before he dies. Okay, now everyone please not die and stuff like that. All that fun stuff. And then I'm going to end the episode because another 5 minutes just got added to the length. So I would like to thank you lovely jubbly people for watching this video. About the niche giveaway, I will be contacting the developer to make sure what the fuck's actually going on with those keys, because I was supposed to have them already, I think. But I'll drop the developer a message and see how that's going. I'm sorry for not having said anything about anything for such a fucking long time, but I'm here now. Yeah. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments down below. If you hated it, let me know and do a thumbs down on the video. If you loved it, let me know as well and do a thumbs up on the video because I prefer that. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again in the next episode. So cheers, signing off. Ooh, there's more